guys, it's Arlette Hardy, blogger and joy strategist at chasing-joy.com, where I write about ways for women to build resilience and have the happy lives they deserve. And I talk about my own experience doing that, including my journey to be a single mother by choice. So today's video is another baby making update for you guys. And the good news is my ERA test results are in. Actually, I got them a little over a week ago. Today is Wednesday, July 5th. So yesterday was the 4th of July, Independence Day here in the States. So results are in. So I was so excited when I got the call from my nurse that the results were in. Because I got the call actually a couple days sooner than I expected. It was funny when I saw her number on my phone. I actually had forgotten about the ERA results, and I got nervous, like, what's wrong? I wonder why is she calling me? So if only I could forget about, like, pregnancy test results that easily. If I could just forget during my 2-week wait, right? I should be so lucky. But anyway, the ERA test results are in. So for those who didn't see my previous videos, I'll just kind of quickly recap. The ERA is for endometrial, and I just forgot that quick. Endometrial receptor array. I think before I was thinking it was endometrial receptor analysis. But basically, it's figuring out when my uterus is best ready to receive a frozen embryo. And I had been doing my frozen embryo transfer on day 5, like is typical for most people, but they determined that there is a percentage of women that need additional time on progesterone before their uterus is really receptive, and I happen to be one of those women. So I'm really glad that I did the ERA. If you watched the previous videos on the ERA, I think 2 or 3 videos back, it was a very painful test, so I did not enjoy having the test. And they actually did the biopsy twice, which I was glad, because if they needed an additional sample, I was glad they were able to do it right away, as opposed to me having to wait a whole extra cycle, because you can't do the ERA test during the same cycle as a true frozen embryo transfer. So my results indicated that I need an additional 12 hours of progesterone. Do you guys even believe that they can get down to the hours? So, like I said, they did 2 biopsies, and the first biopsy came back stating that I was pre-receptive by 12 hours. So they didn't even need to do the second biopsy, which means in theory I could have saved myself that pain, but it's like hindsight, you don't know. And it's better to have had an extra biopsy available in case they needed it, but they didn't. So the good news is they refunded me the money for the second biopsy. So these tests, none of my fertility stuff is really covered by insurance. Some of the diagnostic stuff is. So my office visit and things like that were covered, but the actual lab work was not covered. So I had to pay for that. So and they told me in the beginning if they could give me the results I needed from the first biopsy and they didn't need the second biopsy, they wouldn't charge me. But they did charge me, and I was a little concerned. But then I had noticed today that they had refunded me, so great, saves me like an argument with that particular lab. So 12 additional hours of progesterone. So what does that mean? I was a little confused when the nurse told me. But basically all that means is I will still do my transfer on 5 days after starting the progesterone, except I will now start doing my progesterone injection, my progesterone in ethyl oleate, not in oil. If you saw 2 videos back where I talk about how progesterone made me miserable, how the PIO shots made me miserable. Um, Basically, instead of doing them at night how I typically do it, I will start them in the morning. So that's where I'm going to get my extra 12 hours, by starting my progesterone shots in the morning. So that will give me 12 extra hours on the front end, plus the day of my transfer I will have already done my progesterone, so a little extra that day as well. So crossing my fingers that this extra bit of information is the game changer for me. So the plan now, my next step is going to do my Zika blood work, which I'm going to be doing that really soon, because it's been just over now 8 weeks since I came back from Cuba, so I can go and do that. Once we confirm that I do not have Zika, I will have the good to go. It's for my next transfer, and I will talk to you guys about that in a future video about what the final plan is. But now at least we do know 12 extra hours of progesterone, starting it in the morning instead of at night. So I'm super glad I did the ERA. There's no guarantee that that's why the first 2 embryo transfers didn't work. I did not do genetic testing, so it's possible that either or one of those or both of those embryos were not genetically normal, and that's why it didn't work. But it could also have been possible that my uterus wasn't receptive yet. It wasn't ready to receive the embryo, because I needed that 12 extra hours, because I've consistently done my injections at night just because I want to do them and then kind of go to bed. So anyway, hoping this will be a game changer. I think the ERA was worth doing to have the additional information, and I'm hoping that the fact that it was like an embryo scratch to do it also gives me some good juju in terms of the next transfer. So anyway, that's all I have for today. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for your encouragement and support through now over 2 years of trying to conceive my bundle of joy. So appreciate you all, and thanks for watching. See you next time.